The mutation probability for albino sturgeon is only about 1 in every million, so they are very rare and so is its caviar. Each year, Helmut can only produce about 5 kilograms total of this white caviar. With the price per kilogram of 330,000 Taiwan dollars for the white and 70,000 for the black, the difference in price is almost 5 times.
I see here, Helmut, there are tiny sturgeon here.
Yeah, these are 1 year old, and here we have different. You can hold this one.
Oh, thanks.
This is a Siberian.
Oh, wow.
And this is a Russian sturgeon. This was before existed also in the Danube.
Okay.
I buy the eggs and then we fertilize them. They are fertilized already and we produce someplace.
Okay. 这个差不多1年的. It looks like a little. This is crazy.
Dinosaur.
Yeah, 好像像个 dinosaur 一样.
Caviar production is quite labor-intensive and time-consuming. For example, the adorable 1-year-old fish we just saw will need another 7 years to grow to maturity. 8 years is the general time frame needed for a female sturgeon to start egg production, and harvesting typically takes place during the autumn season. This scenery is jaw-droppingly stunning. Who would imagine that this natural mountain stream is actually a sturgeon pond? It's just incredible.
So we go through here.
Yeah. Be careful, don't fall. The water is only 5 degrees. Yeah.
Okay. Wow, the water is very, very, very clear here. So where is the water coming from exactly?
It's coming up from this mountain here. It's about 2,000 meters high.
Okay.
And it takes about, I don't know, a few months to come down the water. And it's cleaned by the rocks. This side is the national park.
Okay. 国家公园原来就是在旁边，所以难怪保护的 environment 那么干净。And look how clear this water is. Delicious. Yeah, 这个水好纯，你都可以直接就喝。
Kakalpa National Park is located in the Austrian Alps. Its geological foundation is mainly limestone-based, and it's noted as the largest forest in Central Europe. Here, water from the alpine streams and rivers meets drinking standards. The water temperatures remain low and the water quality is extremely high. Sturgeon grown in these healthy conditions will of course produce caviar with optimal flavor. This is one factor in its taste. A second contributing factor to the caviar's flavor is the exact species of sturgeon being raised here.
3 types of sturgeon inside here. This one, for example, the darker one is Siberian sturgeon.
Okay.
Then Sterlet is from Danube also. This is a Russian sturgeon.
Okay. I know worldwide there are about 27 total species.
27. We are breeding 3 types.
Helmut 选的这种品种，他想养殖的就是原来多瑙河里头是野生的，但是现在因为 a lot of sturgeon becomes endangered， 后来很多东西都变extinct， 然后 where their original locations were, they don't have them anymore. So we're really fortunate to actually see them in a pristine habitat like this. Yeah. Wow.
Okay, now we're going to try to catch one.
Okay, we're going to try to catch one.
You see, you can even.
Oh, okay.
You see how fast they can swim also. Yeah.
Okay.
If they are afraid. Yeah, this one. Okay, you try.
So what's the technique? In with the head first?
In with the head first. Yeah,
right?
he's moving.
Wow. 这种鱼其实很大一只，但是它们也可以游得很快，但是它们平常的 behavior 就是 very docile, very slow. So, wow. It's amazing. So Helmut, in such a natural, pristine environment, obviously, do people come in and take the sturgeon ever, or?
Unless they don't know where to find the fish, they don't come.
Okay, but
so
I'm
this
noticing...
is top secret, please don't tell anybody.
Oh, of course not.
No.
Nobody knows we were ever here. Okay. 养鱼的方法 I mean, 通常我会想到在池里或是 in a farm or 在筐子里那种东西 but 这个真的是在最天然的 I think it's really, really amazing just that they're growing in this type of environment. They have like a luxury life.
Helmut has a network of large and small ponds here for the sturgeon. He started in 2014 with just a few fish, but now takes care of over 5 tons of sturgeon. Helmut lets them roam in as natural an environment as possible, letting them feed on insects, small shellfish, and more so they have the optimal conditions to grow in. Helmut has me visiting today just in time for an important job. Some of the sturgeon are ready to be harvested for caviar.
About what size or how many years old?
Yeah, we have to check this one. Maybe this is too small, but about Siberian sturgeon is about 8 to 10 years.
8 to 10 years. Wow.
Yeah, when he starts to produce
Spawn,
caviar
okay.
spawn. and the Russian sturgeon is about 10, 12, and sterlet is a little bit earlier.
所以真的花很多时间，它们才可以成熟。But I'm noticing there must be predators sometimes in the wild, right? Because I'm noticing there's a little nibble on the tail here. So what's going on here exactly?
Yeah, this is the otter, which is unfortunately taking a few fish.
Otter.
Yeah.
And native to this area?
He was native, it's now native again. It's protected and it's attacking fish. He eats about 10 kilos fish per day.
10 kilos of fish?
Yeah.
That's awful.
We're going to leave?
All right.
You can take another one.
Okay.
Put to the tank, yeah?
Okay.
After selecting the mature sturgeon, we're headed back to harvest their caviar.
刀子进去，但是不要太深进去，会戳破这个鱼卵。So 你看也要戴着口罩。Everything needs to be very hygienic. So insert in here. It's like a surgery, 好像开刀一样。Okay.
So now we take out the caviar.
Oh wow.
Big one.
Oh wow. Okay. So 原来这个鱼卵就是这样子，好长一条，是从上面 all the way down to 这边，很多我没有看过这样子。
This is about almost 2.3 millimeters, 2.8, 2.9, very nice
Okay.
Size.
他说这个 size 今天是很好的。
Take it out now.
Holy smokes! So, this is what the fish eggs look like before it's processed into caviar. After being extracted, the eggs have to be cleaned, so now we start the processing.
你看这个也是很费工的，因为这个整个清洁的这个 process， 清理这个把鱼的籽 separate from all this membrane， 需要差不多半个多小时。然后也是慢慢的在这边压，不能压太用力，否则会把这个鱼籽挤破。原来这个鱼籽不能碰水，最好它跟水接触的时间是越短越好，但是还是要洗干净。所以这种的步骤，然后这种的手工的 processing 也有技术。
This is like the fat of the meat. People don't like it or like it, I don't know.
所以你看，好细的工，在这边用小钳子把这些筋 and everything 拿掉。一勺的这个 caviar 好像很少，这个就是一粒一粒一粒的，人家就在这边已经挑过了，再洗过的，说，难怪这么贵。
It's important to work quickly when processing the caviar to keep its quality. It's carefully cleaned, seasoned only with sea salt, and is vacuum sealed all within the span of half an hour. Processed like this, the caviar can keep for up to 2 months. At a price of about 1,200 Taiwan dollars for 30 grams, these delicate tiny gray pearls are definitely expensive. The caviar I've had before was always part of a Michelin dining dish, so now I'm excited to try the most traditional way of eating caviar by itself.
The best way to experiment caviar is on the hand.
The hand.
The pure. So
And why on the hand?
So it gets a little bit the temperature from the hand, and you have the purest taste without any influence.
No influence. Okay. And temperature is important too.
Yeah, it should get. It comes from the ice, so it maintains fresh.
Okay.
But on the hand, it gets a little bit the temperature of the mouse.
And then the
of
flavor comes out.
Okay, we are tasting today. This here is caviar from the Siberian sturgeon. It's a nice black color, and it has a butter flavor, very mild, soft, smooth. And here we have real Osetra. Many times it has a green color, and it's a little bit more nutty, like nuts.
Okay.
Tastes like nuts, more intense. Yeah? I would suggest to start with this one.
Okay.
You take a spoon.
And something special about spoons. What should we let people know? You don't just have it with a regular metal spoon, right?
Never ever eat caviar with a metal spoon. This is horn spoon. We always use here in Austria. We use horn spoon.
And why not using a metal spoon?
Because it gets the flavor from the metal. It's because of the, how do you call this? The
chemical reaction?
Chemical reaction. You feel it a little, but you feel it, yeah.
So, yung, horn or shell. Okay.
Okay.
So,
a good portion.
Here. It's like a big bite.
Don't bite in your hand.
Okay.
Okay, then put it in your mouth.
Okay.
And press it with the tongue against the
The roof of the
mouth.
mouth. Okay, just to spread.
To feel this plopping
Okay.
a little bit,
Okay.
yeah, very smooth.
这个鱼子这是很单纯的，很鲜的一种flavor is still in my mouth. It's delicious. And Helmut, this other variety you were saying?
This real Ossetia is maybe with beluga the most known.
Okay.
Caviar, for me, it's the best caviar because it has really intense and nutty taste.
Okay.
You will feel.
你可以已经看这个颜色是比较青绿色的。
It's more soft maybe, and the taste is more intense, I think. But you notice the difference, huh?
Oh yeah. 口感是 very very creamy， 比较软，但是它的 flavor 是比较强，而且比较 concentrated。Very kind of nutty components in there.
These are blinis, yeah.
Okay.
And this is the typical way for Russians especially.
Okay.
We eat caviar with blinis, with egg, yellow from the egg, sour cream, and some onions. Yeah. That's you mix on the blini, and
Eat it.
that's the most pure, except from the hand, way to eat caviar, and the most traditional maybe. Yeah. And you should put enough of caviar on top of it because it's better to eat less blinis but with more quantity, so you feel. They prefer to eat one blini with a lot of caviar than 2 or 3. Gives better flavor.
Okay. 好奢侈哦。Okay, bon appetit. Okay, cheers. Okay. In one mouthful, there's a lot going on. There's the fluffiness from the pancake. You get all that caviar richness in there. You have the little bit of tang from the cream, and you have those little bits of the shallot kind of spicing up the mix. And then there's that little bit of richness from the egg as well in the texture. That's a delicious bite.
Explosion in the mouth.
So I do have a question. How did you come to start producing caviar?
We have good fishing water. So when I was a small kid, I started fishing here in the region. But actually, when I was working for an international retail company in Romania, I started in touch with sturgeon. I ate the meat first, then I ate the caviar later in Bucharest.
Yeah.
When I heard that in Austria there are 6 types of sturgeon
that are native.
Okay. And one is still existing.
Okay.
Then I started to invest a little bit more time and started informing, building the plants, the ponds, and etc. and starting to.
So it's just a love for this.
For nature. Yeah.
With his passion and hard work, Helmut has turned landlocked Austria into one of the world's leading producers of the finest caviar. Helmut's Alpen caviar graces the tables of 80% of all fine dining restaurants in Austria and is also exported throughout the European Union.
哇，这一道菜的摆盘真的是很特别。主厨的概念是他要做很简单的摆盘，人家吃的时候慢慢吃，慢慢加 sauce， 后来越吃越多层次 of flavor coming out。所以这个很特别，因为是 dairy cow 的，但是这个是有机的，然后是他朋友自己养的，还有搭配的就是这个是 caviar， 是Austrian 这种的鱼子酱，是很 local 的东西。Okay, so I'm gonna go in here.
Sure, give it a try.
这个 flavor 好像是一个 very intense beef flavor.
Yeah, classic beef chew with a touch of summer truffles in it.
所以它的这个酱料也是用 beef 里头的这种汤汁熬成一个 sauce， 然后加了一点 summer truffles. And I think 很特别就是这个 artichoke， 也许观众朋友们没有看过。Artichoke 是原来是一个植物的花，它的形状等于是像一个小杯子 ，sauce 都可以放在这里头。Artichoke 的口感好像是笋，春天的这种笋是蛮扎实的，但是又脆，但是有一点 juicy. And let me try this one here. Oh, that's very rich.
Yeah,
very smooth. Okay.
That's why I said eat it at the end.
Okay. 所以别看这个好像是很小一碟，但是相当的 rich and decadent， 因为里头有那个 bone marrow into here plus the salinity of the caviar. It's a really kind of smooths everything over at the end. 你吃这个牛肉的时候，原来就本来很特别很奢侈，然后再把这个加上去，就是顶级的。
Using dairy cow for meat is definitely very unusual. Every few weeks, Chef Wolfgang changes the menu, but his focus is always on out-of-the-ordinary, small-scale, and artisanally produced ingredients. This is what makes the food here so special and full of surprises. just like what's hidden in our dessert course coming up next. Chef, I'm just saying this kind of looks like a piece of sponge on top of my dessert. What's going on here?
It is. I think a special technique. I saw it once in England, and we adopted the recipe.
Okay.
It's like an aerated ice cream.
Oh.
So it's like an ice cream base with no cream in it.
Okay.
So just the usual ingredients like egg yolks and so on. But there's no cream in it. And you whip the cream and you fold it into the ice cream base.
So you get that structure. Okay.
And then you can use a vacuum machine
and
suck it out of air.
Okay.
So you get huge blocks like that. Very interesting because it looks overwhelming. But then if you take a spoon, it's gonna be gone in a second.
所以我来尝一下这个很特别的冰淇淋。一放在嘴巴里就已经化掉，就不见了。Wow.
So this is dulce di leche ice cream.
Okay.
So the slowly condensed caramelized milk. With a touch of soy sauce actually to get this salted caramel thing. On the bottom there's a cake.
Okay.
Dark chocolate cake.
And these it's dried, dehydrated.
Dehydrated and then rehydrated beets. Touch of sugar and citric acid.
Okay.
So it's like sweet and sour sensation. There's a sweet in Austria mimicking actually this thing. So it's like a childhood memory. We pair it with raspberries to get some freshness. They're in season right now. Get some freshness, and I think it's a nice pairing with beets actually. And the beets and the dark chocolate share the same earthiness.
Earthy, yes.
Yeah.
This ice cream 有一个 secret ingredient， 我们亚洲的朋友们会知道，酱油。So there's actually a little bit of soy sauce in here， 因为给它一种鲜度。And I think that whole idea of kind of sweet savory is very interesting。好像就是像亚洲有的时候甜点会放一点咸的东西在里头，我觉得大家会很喜欢。
Soy sauce in dessert? This amazing idea has just left me a bit speechless. Chef Wolfgang is a naturally gifted chef who started his career as a business consultant. Spurred on by his love of food, at the age of 34, he began studying cooking from the ground up and eventually spent time in one of Vienna's 2 Michelin star restaurants, and also in starred restaurants in London and Copenhagen under internships. In 2015, he opened his own restaurant where he not only cooks as chef, but also serves, hosts, and even handles the decor. Chef Wolfgang does it all. Starting in 2018, his efforts were rewarded with 1 Michelin star, and his restaurant maintained that status in 2019.
Actually, I think it's pretty much about the personal experience. If you feel the passion, if you feel the personality of a kitchen, then it's going to be a fun and good evening, good menu. So we just try to work with things that have some meaning for us.
Okay.
Like the part in the dessert, like the small chewy stuff.
Yeah.
It's a childhood memory. So there's some reference points in our culinary consciousness.
Sure.
We try to trigger these things. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. That's how it is. Our general philosophy is we use with seasonal and regional products.
Okay.
The vegetables, usually always seasonal and regional. I don't want to have a copied dish.
Gotcha. Okay.
It should always be our own ideas, our own inspiration.
This approach and philosophy towards cooking, along with the unique creativity, is what allowed Chef Wolfgang to earn a Michelin star in just 3 short years. In fact, when Michelin first called to notify him about his first star, he nearly missed the message.
We cooked all the day, and then when the service was over, I went to do the dishwash.
Okay. So all hands on deck. Okay.
Exactly. After a few months, we said, okay, it's not going to work like that. We have to get a proper dishwasher. And on this particular afternoon, the dishwasher was sick. He was ill.
Okay.
So I was back at the dishwasher again. And somebody called, and my sous chef said to me, hey, there's somebody wants to talk with me. I don't have the time. I don't want to. I'm fed up. I'm doing the dishwash.
Okay.
And this guy called the second time and said, okay, it's
we need
really
to
important.
Speak to
we need to speak to the head chef. And I was grumpy at the time. I said, okay, what's wrong? What's wrong? What can I do for you? And then he told me, we're going to receive a Michelin star.
But what was the actual emotion when they actually told you? Yeah,
it's crazy. It's crazy because you don't expect it. We didn't expect it. We as I said, we had no dishwasher in the beginning.
Yeah.
We don't have.
Were you happy? Were you excited? Were you unexpected.
It's a great achievement. It's a great achievement.
Yeah.
But it's strange because in the same moment you are enlightened that you reach this goal.
Got it.
But in the next moment you think, okay, so then we have to push even harder.
Gotcha.
And probably get a second one.
Yes. Okay.
But it's
so it's balancing that kind of. Yeah.
I mean, you have to be crazy to do
the restaurant industry to begin with.
In the first place, it makes you want more. So
yes. It's motivation.
It's motivation. It's motivation.
People have noted that the Michelin selection of this fine dining restaurant with such no-frills decor and service represents the guide's broadening view of what Michelin star-worthy dining is, and a return to a focus on the food itself. Enjoying fine cuisine in a relaxed setting with casual service has become more and more popular. After enjoying my meal, I get another treat. Chef Wolfgang is going to show me around the neighborhood. Chef says that exploring and strolling around is often a great source of inspiration.
Please. Okay, thanks.
Very much.
So, I mean, I really enjoyed the meal, and thank you for also sharing with me a little bit some of your techniques for.
Of course. No secrets.
After you create the dishes, I mean, they're all slightly different, or you kind of, okay, this one's gonna work, and we'll kind of, if people like these ingredients, then we'll make this one.
Actually, all of our dishes they start in my head. So
Okay.
I start to sample all these ingredients, put them together in my head, and usually it works.
Okay.
That's my approach to creating dishes.
Okay. So this church is.
It used to be a monastery. This is the monastery.
Okay.
This is the church. So it's like center of this quarter, but it's a hidden theater.
Okay.
And I think it's one of the nicest streets around actually in Vienna. This is a very nice shop. I'm probably going to show it. They're very nice
cheeses.
breads, actually. Exactly.
Breads and cheeses.
You can have a cheese, sit here and cheese, or you can go for a little bit shopping.
Okay.
They
All
want
in the
to
neighborhood.
taste something. It's cheese Klaus, as it called.
Hello,
Yeah.
how are you? I'm Jason. Nice to meet you. Hello.
I think
how
it's
are you?
related to Santa Claus, but it's a different story.
That's different for the cheese clouds.
Wonderful.
So like what we said, we have a lot of different cheese. The idea is to have a place where you can good cheese, high quality. This one is the oldest cheese we have in stock.
所以这是很传统的 Austrian cheese， 等于是有点像意大利的这种 Parmesan cheese. The longer you age it, the more flavor it develops. Very well developed.
Yeah.
Normally, you don't get this cheese so old.
Yeah.
It's a special thing that we have one user who's ripening them so long.
It really has a full
Yeah,
flavor.
and in the end you get
aftertaste.
lots of strong flavor.
Chef Wolfgang says that during his free time, he likes to walk around, chat with folks, discover new things, and find new flavors to inspire his cooking. This next shop is also one of his frequent stops.
I think it's really nice interior. It used to be a drugstore,
Oh, okay.
but a really old one.
What do you like to get here? Croissants or?
The croissants,
Okay.
like as in Paris, really. The best in Vienna, if you ask me. Can we have a croissant, bitte?
Okay.
Everybody should try it. It's really nice. It's like buttery, really buttery.
Okay.
As you can smell.
Smells delicious. Yeah.
So it's like a guilty pleasure. A guilty pleasure.
哦，你看面包也有一丝一丝的这种是好的 croissant 才这样子。
Very good, if you ask me.
That's really tasty.
The running joke is that Chef Wolfgang is the neighborhood ambassador since he's friends now with virtually all the business owners. This is also one of Chef's secrets to amazing cuisine. Discovering the small details from everyday life and drawing inspiration to create new ideas.